Motorboat and Adventure.
There is only one of you, only one of me. There's a million of those who won't let us be. But they're not gonna see me bleed. Cause baby, I got you. I've been beaten to the ground, dragged across the dirt. I've been scared to live cause some people never learn. But they're not gonna watch me burn. Cause baby, I got you. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's the dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Ooh, cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid.
It's Monday the 15th of August 2022.
Hello.
And we're not actually travelling. This is a rest day. We're having a day off at Crick Marina. It's absolutely great here. It's an excellent marina. Facilities are superb and the staff have been absolutely brilliant. They can't do enough for you. And one of the first questions we got asked when we arrived was, did we want any gas? And they've actually got some gas bottles there in the cage, so that's pretty unique, I think. There's everything here you actually need. There's chemical toilet disposal, there's some fantastic shower rooms with everything in, showers, toilet, sinks, very up to date and clean. So this is a really good marina. Mainly narrowboats, I haven't seen too many cruisers. I think we're a little bit unique. In fact, I can't see another one. Are we the only cruiser?
No, probably, yeah.
I think we are. I haven't seen anything other than narrowboats.
Whereas Solar Marinas, it's all
Yeah.
cruises, isn't it?
There's also laundry facilities. There's about 3 or 4 washing machines and 3 or 4 dryers.
Yep.
Electric vehicle charging point. And it's not too far to walk into Crick village. We did do it yesterday when we arrived.
It's about 10 minutes.
And there's a co-op and about 3 pubs, I think, are in a...
There's 2 pubs. There's,
Oh,
a red,
2
there's
pubs,
a red
is
line,
it?
there's the Wheat Chief, and around the corner from the Wheat Chief, there's the Crick ex-servicemen's
Yeah.
club, which you can go in. You have to pay a yearly membership if
Oh,
you're
right.
regulars, but if you're just like a day visitor, it's £2.
Oh, right, okay.
But apparently the prices of the beer and stuff, you make your £2 back within like a couple of pints.
Yeah, it'll be a lot subsidised.
It's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. I had an excellent pint of Oakham beer, and it was I was a little bit dubious about it, so I had to go and try another pint just to make sure. But it's very good. And they got all your rubbish facilities here, even a clothing bank to get rid of your clothes.
Right at the bottom of this lane is our garden centre.
Oh, a garden centre. That's for people like Steve who like wandering around garden centres.
I'm not allowed in.
No, he spends too much money in them anyway. So we're just going to have a little walk back into the village. Done lots of jobs today. The boat's nice and clean, inside and outside. It's been fueled up ready, and the washing's done.
And as soon as you washed all the boat down, it rained.
Yeah, I washed the boat down then, and we actually had, yes, it's rained a couple of times. Nothing major. Well,
About 5 minute downfall.
not enough to make any difference to the water levels on the canals, I shouldn't think, but it's not as hot today. It's only around about 25 degrees, so it's 10 degrees lower at least than it was the last few days. So it's nice just to have a little bit of respite from it. Crick Marina is used every year for the Crick boat show. Once you leave the marina, first thing there's a bus stop which you can get a bus to Northampton. And also one to Coventry, is it? Rugby.
They're about every hour.
Yeah, about every hour.
Yeah, they are 9:43, 10:43. Yeah. Up to 6 o'clock.
And so that one takes you to Northampton, I would think.
That way is Northampton.
Yeah. Crick is right at the side of the M1 motorway. You just cross the road from the marina entrance and there's a path that takes you into the village. It's about a 10-minute walk. So this footbridge takes you over the Grand Union Canal. Bridge 12.
Very bouncy, this bridge.
What this place really lacks is a petrol station. If there was a petrol station, we wouldn't have any hesitation in carrying on and doing the whole of the Leicester Ring, but unfortunately the last petrol station was at North Kilworth and there isn't another one until Rugby. The only possibility is getting through a gap in the fence at the M1 services at Watford Gap. So there's a gap in the fence at Watford Gap to go and get petrol, but looking at the cost of it on the internet,
$1.97.
it was stupid prices, so not going to do that. The only other way you could do this on our cruiser is to bring another jerry can of petrol, and that would really exceed the amount of petrol that we're legally allowed to carry. Plus it's a storage issue and I really wouldn't want to do it. Yesterday we spotted this interesting little house residence that looks like it's is in need of some tender loving care, but would make an excellent property. It's had a few windows that have already been bricked up that could be maybe used again. It's certainly interesting. I like the window there. It's got a slight mixture of some modern, not very nice double glazing, and then some original features. I do like that window. So you've got a couple of originals there. And looking at the bonding, it's quite an old property. At the side they've got a nice window there, a bay window, garage, which comes out onto some grassed area. It looks really nice. There's some ironstone properties there that are quite typical of properties in Northamptonshire villages. I think the one at the back there is thatched as well. The only trouble with ironstone is that if you want to try and get a mobile signal, forget it. It doesn't work. Some more ironstone village cottages here. Very pretty. And next door to the Red Lion pub. So we're just sitting outside the Wheat Sheaf in Crick. So we're just sitting outside the Wheat Sheaf here at Crick. Cheers. Now I've got a pint of oakum beer. It's called Citrus. It's quite an interesting taste.
Is it?
But it won't get wasted.
What's it like? Oh, that's different.
Do it again.
No, that's weird.
It's different. Definitely got a sort of...
Not sure about that.
No, I'm not sure, but...
I'm not sure about that.
I might have to have a couple just to make sure. So, here we go.
Very nice, actually. Yeah, it's nice. I like that.
There's a lovely building there. 3 stories. Must have been some money in this village in days gone by to build such a house as that.
There's a thatched cottage just below.
Yeah, a thatched cottage just below. That's got to be sort of late 18th, early 19th century. The Wheat Sheaf pub, which seems to do food all day really, is on the junction with Church Street and the main street going through the village.
I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. They always bring all the lonely, but with you here nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you, not afraid to love you, not afraid to love you. I'm gonna go where my heart is. From now on, I'm being honest. I'm gonna show that I got this love. 'Cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. They always bring all the lonely, but with you here nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you, not afraid to love you, not afraid to love you.
A very good morning to you. It's Sunday the 27th of August 2022 and it's just over a week since we got back from our 11-day visit down to Crick Marina and back. So that's given me a whole week to put together some of the video footage that we took and it gives us a chance to reflect on how the whole journey went. So we thought we'd end this video by giving a little bit of an assessment really of our experience. The first thing is that the journey actually went more or less according to the plans that I'd made on the planning video. The only exception to that was on the third day, when we didn't quite make it to Bridge 73, which is what we were aiming to get to. But partly that was because it was getting quite late, but we came across a little bit of a mooring that had trees either side, and it had been so hot that day, we were really looking for some shade. And that just seemed to be the perfect spot, so we decided that was it, we weren't going to go any further. And in actual fact, we talked to some people later on who told us that they had moored at Bridge 73, and they'd been disturbed a little bit by some youths who'd come along with some loud music, and they were jumping in the canal and so forth, partly because it was really hot weather and people were doing bizarre things.
It was hot. I mean, there was kids at some of the locks jumping in and out of the locks and stuff, going through Leicester.
Yes.
So, but it's because of the weather. I mean, we're not used to it in this country, are we? So it's like, it's just kids. We were all kids once.
On the way back, we did deviate slightly because we got through Foxton Locks a lot quicker than we thought we would. We basically moored up at the top there the night before, and we were only the second boat through, so we got down very quickly, so that gave us really the whole day, and we weren't really going to go that far, so we decided to carry on, and we ended up at Kilby Bridge so that we could make use of the services again.
Yeah, Kilby Bridge.
Which probably brings us on to talking about the services, because I think for a cruiser, it is nice to have some services now and again, particularly things like showers. Although we've got a makeshift shower on the boat, it is nice to be able to have a little bit of a proper shower now and again. As far as services are concerned, the first we came across was the penultimate lock going into Loughborough. There was a water point and there's rubbish disposal there. The next services is in Loughborough Basin, and they were actually the best services that we came across.
I didn't actually use the showers though there.
You didn't use
them?
Well,
we didn't use the showers there, did we?
No, we didn't, but I'd used the toilet and that, and we got rid of the rubbish there, and they did go into them, and they were really clean and very well appointed. If you do use them, you've got to get that code from the CRT before you go, and you obviously need your British Waterways key. The next place which we did moor at was Barrow upon Soar, and when we got there we were very disappointed to see that the services for some reason had been barriered off. They weren't available.
The metal street barriers around them,
it
like
was
they used
really
when they did
strange.
parades and stuff.
Yeah.
You couldn't get to it at all. You just couldn't get to them.
There was a bin for rubbish which we did use, and there was the water point, but as far as anything else it just seemed closed off, so we had to use the boat shower. We did actually go to them on the way back, and to be honest they were absolutely disgusting.
No, the shower tray was grey. It hadn't been cleaned for God knows how long. I just took one look and thought, I'm not using that.
No, you wouldn't use
I
it.
I wouldn't even step inside it.
So we went back to using the boat shower. So I would say that if you're going to, even on a small cruiser, just make sure that when you do go, you've got some alternative, because you can't rely on the facilities provided by the Canal and River Trust. The ones at Kilby Bridge, there were showers and everything there. On the way down, they weren't too bad.
I used the one on the canal side.
Yeah, that was okay.
When we came back, you used that one and I used the one round the corner. And the problem with the one round the corner is that the trap, I don't know whether it's a trap that just doesn't let the water out quickly, but as you're having a shower, it's just coming up and it's building up, and so you end up with your feet actually covered in water, and it was filthy.
Yeah, they weren't very clean.
There was just stuff all over the place.
So a little message to the CRT, perhaps some volunteers would be useful who might go around and clean some of these facilities a little bit more.
Or even just a mop and a bucket in there, so you can at least mop the floor. Because they've got them at Fradley Junction.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
They've got mop and bucket in the ones at Fradley, so once you finish, you just mop the floor.
You couldn't clean it even if you wanted to.
No.
So the facilities were poor. We came across another water point on the way into Leicester. We didn't use it on the way in, but we did use it on the way back.
Yeah.
That was by the side of a pub. That was okay. Can't comment on the facilities in Leicester. I think there are some, but we didn't stay, so we can't comment on those. Kilby Bridge we talked about. There were some water points on the way to Crick, past the Husbands Bosworth tunnel.
Yeah.
There was a water point because that's where we flushed out the engine because it had picked up quite a bit of mud, and the pea hole wasn't working for a while. There are some water points at the top of Foxton Locks, and we did use those, and I think there are some at the bottom actually, aren't there?
I don't know about the bottom. There's 2 at the top.
Yeah, certainly
Definitely
2 there.
there's 2 at the top.
Yeah, that was fine.
We used those, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Petrol wasn't too much of a problem. I think you just need to make sure that you've got plans for it, and if you've got your app on your phone or something like that, or Google Maps, it does help. But we did manage to get petrol quite easily, and as we went, we found that the price of petrol was going down. So it started to go down, so that was quite good. So we made some figures of how much we spent and what we actually used.
Good little tip. If you're going out on your cruiser and you need to find out where petrol is, you need to be. There's an app you can get. It's called Petrol Prices. If you put that on your phone, it will take your location and it will tell you what in that area what the cheapest price of petrol is. It will show you all the petrol stations around and the different prices, so you can go for the cheapest.
So we actually spent, drum roll, we actually spent £224.82 on E10 petrol. We spent £20.77 on oil and £10.40 on additive. So that came to a grand total of £255.99. If you say it quickly, it doesn't sound so bad. The journey was just over 125 miles in total, so it worked out that it came to 4.36 miles to the gallon, or 1.4 miles to the litre, which means our fuel costs work out at £2.05 per mile. So that's quite a useful figure for us, because when we're planning future journeys, we can take that into account. We travelled for 10 days, because we didn't travel on one of the days at all. So we travelled for 10 days, and that obviously worked out at 12.5 miles per day. Obviously, our fuel costs have risen a lot. When I first bought the boat, petrol was around about £1.20, and it used to cost me about £28.80 to fill the petrol tank. Now it costs around about £49.20, so that's an increase of £20.40. So it does make you think about the cost of the whole thing. So Steve, what do you think? What were the highlights of it for you?
For me?
Yeah.
Doing Foxton Locks.
Yeah.
Going up and coming down, that was great.
Yeah.
And the Marina.
Yeah.
To be honest, Crick Marina, fantastic. Great welcome when we got there. Katie came out, greeted us, asked if there was anything we needed, knew exactly who we were, took us to the mooring spot. Just couldn't do enough for us, and the place itself was fantastic.
Yeah.
The facilities are amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I think if you were marking Crick Marina out of 10, I'd give them 11.
Well, I'd give them 12.
Would you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd give them 12. Yeah, brilliant.
The customer service was brilliant.
Yeah,
and that always counts with me.
and it's a short 10-minute walk into the village, which the village is really nice. It's typical little countryside village, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
But for me, I think the highlight was actually the people that we met. We met some really nice
we met some great people.
Particularly comes to mind at the top of Foxton Locks, as we were waiting to go down.
Narrowboat Nobby.
Yeah, Narrowboat Nobbies.
Brilliant.
Yeah, if you're watching this, because
Yeah.
they did subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
Brilliant. What lovely people.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it really was nice to meet them. Who else? Some other people that we met, particularly on the way back, was a narrowboat. We think it was called Mappy.
We think it's Mappy.
But old age is settling in and we can't quite remember.
And it's 10 days ago, it's
yeah.
a week ago. So if you're watching and it's not Mappy and you know who you are, it was great meeting you, and it was great coming down the locks with you as well.
Yeah. They were brilliant, and such a really interesting narrowboat. I think that was
a great
one of the nicest narrowboats I've ever seen, because it was different and it really stood out. It was really, and so well kept. It was lovely.
They came down. They came all the way to Kegworth.
Yes,
they came down virtually every lock with us, and if we got there and there was nobody about and nobody coming in the other way, and we could see them in the distance, we just waited to go in the lock so they could come in at the same time.
They were lovely people.
They were really nice people.
So I think that was a highlight for me. There were a lot more. There were people at the Marina that we met. Just some really nice people that we came across. I think meeting the boating community for me was the highlight of the whole trip.
And I mentioned also to the Marina, to the manager Mark, because he actually came and introduced himself to me on his day off, which was really nice. I thought that was a great welcome.
Oh, the lady lockkeeper at Foxton Locks that took us up the first bit of the flight. She was lovely.
Yeah, really nice, very helpful.
She explained everything very carefully. I thought she was brilliant.
I was quite fascinated by the fact how well maintained the locks were at Foxton.
Brilliant. If all the locks, the paddles and all the locks were like those, you wouldn't have any problems. And that brings us to the low points.
Yeah, well, I've got a scar. Still got a scar. Actually, a little diddy scar. But yeah, that's I think that was the low points for me, was that particular second day.
Yeah.
When everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Yeah, I think that the locks going through Leicester were particularly difficult, especially ground paddles.
Very
almost impossible to shift some of them.
And the lock at, was it Frog Island?
Frog Island, we both had to get off the boat, and
took two of us to open the gate, didn't it?
It was sort of jammed. It was wedged on both occasions.
That was the same going out as coming back as well. Yeah,
so that
really
that was
heavy,
a very deep lock as well, wasn't it? And that wasn't fun. I think if you'd have been on your own, you wouldn't have been able to do that.
That would have been a struggle.
Yeah. So I think for me the lowest point was probably, I have to say it, I didn't enjoy going through Leicester. Partly because the weeds.
Yeah.
We had to stop the boat quite a few times just to clear weed from the propeller.
And the stretch called the Mile Straight.
Yeah.
Basically, once you got onto that, it's probably because of the weather anyway. Yeah. But it was green. It was just green. Yeah. Wasn't it? And there was just a little narrow channel.
Yeah.
Up the centre, which halfway up we just conked out because there was so much stuff around the propeller.
There wasn't a lot of rubbish in the canal going through Leicester that I thought there might be, but it was just badly.
Yeah, I mean Leicester.
The locks were just badly maintained, basically.
Leicester itself is a fantastic city. Yeah. It's a brilliant place, but just the canal going through it's a bit traumatic.
Yeah, there is quite a lot of development work going on there, so maybe things will improve.
Yeah. Well, it's a growing city anyway, isn't it, Leicester?
So look forward to going through again at a later stage. So that's probably going to be it for this year as regards really long trips out. The next one we hope to do is the one that we were going to do. So we're hopefully going to take the boat up to the Hare Castle Tunnel. But we're going to do it earlier on in the year so we don't have the problems with the
more water in the
lack
canals.
of water.
Yeah.
So if we do it around about sort of Easter time,
March, April.
My son-in-law is on about doing the walk then, so we can support him.
Yeah, we could do that. We'll pick him up.
Yeah.
And it gives us the chance to do it as well then.
Yeah.
To get through the tunnel. Because we've not done that tunnel.
No.
One thing, talking of tunnels, one thing that I found very scary was when we were coming back.
Oh yeah, my first ever experience of passing a boat in a tunnel.
and it was a narrowboat coming the other way, and us being in a little cruiser, it was, yeah. You just saw this light coming towards you, and then you spotted the narrowboat, and then it was very dark,
Right.
and it was a bit
Worked out
unnerving.
fine. Never touched a thing.
Never touched a thing, but it was a bit unnerving.
No, I think once you've done it though, I think that's it. You know you can. It's that feeling of can we actually get past?
Yeah.
But we did.
Because when you look at the tunnels going in, it doesn't look wide enough,
No.
does it? It's obviously optical illusion, but it was, and we got through it. But that was.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that again.
So I hope you've enjoyed this video and all the videos of our journey to Crick. So thank you very much for watching, and it's a good bye from him.
And it's a what? Do you want to do that? Do you want to do that
I'll
again?
do that again.
Do that again. After 3, 1, 2, 3.
It's a goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from him. Turn it off now, Dad.